This is Real News Media TV, coverage you can trust. Please like, share, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. Select all for daily news updates. Young people being drugged and sexually assaulted, says NCDA. The National Council on Drug Abuse, in declaring that drug use is no longer just a public health issue, but a public security threat, says it has received a lot of calls from individuals who reported that they had been sexually assaulted after being drugged with a popular Molly substance. Since we came out with the rapid assessment results and we have gone public with it, we have received a number of calls at the agency about personal accounts from people, young and young adults, who have been drugged unknowingly and sexually assaulted because of this whole increase in Molly use. Yuki Atkinson, research analyst at the council, told a session involving church leaders from several parishes recently. Molly, a form of SSA but with the scientific name methylene dioxine methylphenidate, which is a synthetic mind-altering drug with hallucinogenic effects, is produced in improvised labs and packaged in attractive ways to attract the youth, the council has said. The growing use of Molly pills at parties was first brought to national attention by the news in July this year through a series of stories and a video documentary entitled Molly Predicament. The print and video productions featured health professionals from Heart Institute of the Caribbean, Pharmaceutical Society of Jamaica, and the Southeast Regional Health Authority, warning that use of the drug poses serious threats to the heart and the brain. At the time, the NCDA declined to comment on the development, saying that it would issue a comprehensive release on the matter very soon. However, it wasn't until September 1 that the NCDA, during a press conference at the Ministry of Health and Wellness, released a risk assessment study on Molly use, which it said was conducted across 13 parishes in high schools among 160 students in grades 8 to 10. According to Atkinson, the unsuspecting are also falling victim to the pill's charms. There are people who have called us who have said people took pictures of them and told them what they did the night before, and they have no recollection and no knowledge of what it is that they were doing. So this is a very serious situation, Atkinson told the group. We have also heard from the Narcotics Division of the Jamaica Constabulary Force that they have seen a very significant increase in seizures of Molly pills over the past couple of months. So what this is telling us is that this thing is here, it is coming in more, and it is becoming even more popular, she said further. The NCDA researcher, who said the council has sought to collect samples of the pills to conduct a chemical analysis to find out whether they were pure MDMA or a mixture, in the meantime issued this warning. One of the things we want to emphasize is that drug use, and especially these kinds of drugs, is not just a public health issue, it is a public security issue. Why am I saying this? A lot of these crimes that we are seeing committed, some of the terrible, awful things that people are doing, some of it may be due to the influence of substances like this. It could be the influence of substances like alcohol, but we also know that these substances impact human behavior in different ways, she told the group. The NCDA, in the May 2022 rapid assessment study, which involved focus groups with 160 students and interviews with 20 guidance counselors in 13 parishes, sought to find out the issues facing young people and the drugs they thought were most popular. These were Molly, vaping, and edibles. In respect of Molly, she said young people were able to tell us things about Molly that indicate that it is quite widespread. They were able to tell us about the cost and how people use it. She said this was the case with the exception of the Manchester focus group. You could close your eyes in some of the focus groups and it sounded the same, parish after parish after parish. The one focus group where Molly was not widely spoken about was in Manchester. This is not to say Molly is not in Manchester. It could have been the type of school we went to, but it struck us that the ones in Manchester were not as familiar with Molly, but they were able to talk about vaping, she shared. One student who shared knowledge of Molly told the NCDA researcher, "It around long time, but it just a reach Jamaica. All over it sell. All on the roadside you can get that. I have a sibling, when he takes Molly, it's like him get dark, not in the talking, aggressive all the time. It's a little pill, different colors. You can eat it whole or swallow it. You even break that up in a juice." All them food them crush it into, individuals shared. Chillingly, one participant said it basically gives you power, and it's like if you see something, you just walk past, you fear nothing. Anything come to your mind, you just do it, and you don't fear and you don't hold back. The government earlier this month indicated that it will be updating the country's laws to deal with the prevalence of the substance. Religious leader says personal action is required to fight crime. One religious leader is suggesting that action is required to accompany the prayers to address the country's crime situation. Recently, Tourism Minister Edmund Bartlett called on the country to pray for Security Minister Dr. Harris Chang as the country's murder rate continues to climb, along with an increase in antisocial behaviors. In light of Mr. Bartlett's call, Reverend Marvia Laws, pastor of the Sligoville Circuit of Baptist Churches, says while many people of faith continue to pray for a significant drop in crime, a change in behavior is also required. She said another aspect of God's intervention is the participatory intervention. We are asking everybody to pray, but it requires that we do something too.
When we understand the intervention as God already gave us the mandate to be stewards and to take care of the environment, and that it now requires us to be responsive and responsible, then I believe we'll begin to see the changes we want to see in the world. Really, what you're being provocative about is critical. Everything is falling apart. And what it requires of us, let's talk about crime and violence, let's talk about the environment, let's talk about so many other moral and ethical issues in the world. And where we're seeing the lack, it's in human commitment, the will, the moral will, the courage to change and to do something different.
Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. Select all for daily news updates.